Well, hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm in Carlos and you're watching Updates at Noon. Making the headlines today, SOP for Johor polls less strict than in Sarawak and Malacca. Well, the Johor state election can be conducted with standard operating procedures or SOPs that are less stringent than those applied for the Sarawak and Malacca polls held previously. Well, according to Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin, the Election Commission will announce the details into the state election SOP before nomination day this 26 February.
Ada sedikit kelonggaran. Tunggulah SPR umumkan. Nanti. Kita tengok dari segi dua perkara. Pertama, PRN Melaka dan Sarawak. Ramai yang kecam saya kata saya benarkan PRN Melaka dan Sarawak. Sedangkan pada waktu itu kita dah yakin dengan liputan vaksinasi dan juga SOP yang ketat tidak akan berlaku peningkatan kes. Saya simpan banyak komen dalam media sosial. Kata saya nak memudaratkan kesihatan negara dengan membenarkan pilihan raya. Melaka tidak ada spike, tidak ada kluster. Sarawak pun tidak berlaku kluster. Tapi yang cakap, oh ini tidak bertanggungjawab semua, tak mengakui bahawa dari segi kesihatan awam kita dah berjaya. Sekarang lain, sebab sekarang ini kita benarkan PRN sewaktu gelombang Omicron. Tapi saya juga Kementerian Kesihatan juga telah buat kajian dari segi kesan Omicron terhadap kesihatan awam dari segi liputan vaksinasi kita. Dan bila kita tengok kepada kedua-dua ini, kita masih lagi yakin bahawa PRN boleh dilaksanakan.
Well, he, however, stressed that compliance with the SOP during the Johor polls, including among political leaders, will be crucial to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The EC has set 12 March for polling day, while nominations will be held on 26 February and early voting on 8 March. Well, in a related development, Khairi said for the contract doctors, the 4,186 posts offered through the civil servants employment allocation this year will be given a pension scheme. Well, he said the pension scheme is seen to be more beneficial compared to employees' Provident Fund or EPF contributions.
Untuk jawatan tetap yang kita nak tawarkan tahun ini, 4,000 lebih. Ini adalah jawatan pencen lagi baik daripada KWSP. Ya? So mungkin untuk tahun-tahun yang akan datang kita kena bagi KWSP sebab ini adalah perancangan jangka masa panjang kerajaan, mana mungkin untuk pengambilan baru tahun-tahun akan datanglah mungkin hanya ditawarkan KWSP. Tetapi yang baru ni dia get pension. Mereka adalah jawatan tetap berpencen penuh.
He was speaking to reporters after witnessing the signing of an agreement on health promotion cooperation between Wellness Hub KKM and its strategic partner. Also present was Negeri Sembilan Health Director Dato' Dr. Harlina Abdul Rashid. Well, following an increase in daily new COVID-19 infection cases, the government is studying if there is a necessity for civil servants to work from home. Well, Chief Secretary to the government, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, said currently there have been no directives issued allowing civil servants to work from home.
Kita akan teliti, saya tak boleh kata sekarang sebab benda ni saya kena bincang di peringkat kuartet dia panggil menteri-menteri, menteri. Kalau itu diputuskan oleh jawatan kuasa itu kita akan patuhlah. Tapi setakat ni tak ada perbincangan ke arah tu. Cuma dia minta kita berhati-hatilah kalau dengan waspada kalau benda ni akan menyebabkan berlaku peningkatan Omicron.
He was met after officiating the Jalinan Kasih Tanda Pagar Keluarga Malaysia ceremony in Sekolah Kebangsaan Bukit Bayas, Kuala Terengganu. As of yesterday, a total of 135,478, or 3.8% of the population involving children aged 5 to 11 have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program for Kids, or PIC Kids. In addition, 13,174,229 adults in the country, equivalent to 56% of the population, have received their booster dose. Similarly, 22,936,160 individuals, or 97.5% of the group, have completed their vaccination, with 98.7%, or 23,212,186, having received at least one dose of the vaccine. For teenagers aged 12 to 17 years, 2,795,278 individuals, equivalent to 89.8% of the group, have completed their vaccination, and 2,873,770, or 92.3%, having received at least one dose of the vaccine. Yesterday, 142,800 doses of the vaccines were dispensed, consisting of 28,851 first doses, 727 second doses, and 103,222 booster doses. This brings the total doses administered under PICK to 64,921,735. Coming up next, Felda Youth Rep to be appointed as Felda Board Member. Well, a special body comprising all relevant parties concerned with the construction of affordable housing needs to be established immediately. Well, this was proposed by the Housing and Local Government Ministry, or KPKT, in the National Affordable Housing Council, or MPMMN, meeting chaired by Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob on Thursday. Its Deputy Minister, Dato' Sri Dr. Ismail Abdul Muttalib, yesterday said currently there are 15 government agencies which have their own policies in the Public Low-Cost Housing Project, PAKR, and Low-Cost and People's Housing Program, or PPR, projects. The need for a coordinated body encompassing all responsible parties is necessary to monitor and ensure all projects progress and are completed in due time. He also said the government's announcement of constructing 500,000 units of affordable homes through the 12 Malaysia Plan, or 12 MP, is in line with the Livable Malaysia agenda.
Yang telah bersetuju untuk membentuk NSCA, National Housing Corporation, Perbadanan Perumahan Negara Kebangsaan, yang bertujuan untuk menyelaraskan pembangunan rumah di negara kita ini. Sebab kita kalau tengok Kementerian Luar Bandar ada Nisda buat rumah, Felda pada buat rumah, Fekra buat Mara buat rumah.
The government has agreed to appoint a Federal Land Development Authority, or Felda, youth representative as a member of Felda's Board of Directors. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the appointment serves as an acknowledgement of the role played by Felda youths in helping to develop the land schemes. Well, according to the Premier, Felda Chairman Dato' Sri Idris Juso had already been informed on the matter. Meanwhile, he also approved 600,000 ringgit in allocations to youth establishments under Felda to allow them to carry on the legacy of early settlers to ensure that Felda settlements would not become empty. Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri also announced that Dato' Sri Idris's tenure as Felda Chairman, which is due to end on 30th April, would be extended by another 2 years.
Saya dengan ini meluluskan RM300,000 untuk MBFM, RM200,000 untuk KAF, dan RM100,000 untuk persada. Saya harap dengan sumbangan daripada pihak kerajaan, Persatuan Belia, Felda, KAF dan persada akan mengadakan program bagi membantu ahli-ahli mereka.
Well, on a related note, the Prime Minister also expressed hopes that the implementation of the Settlers Development Program, or PPP, could be expedited. This is because the project would generate additional income for settlers as well as create employment opportunities for Felda residents. He explained that the 1 billion ringgit allocation must be utilized well to ensure that members of Felda are able to get involved in all stages of the distribution chain.
Ini akan mewujudkan peluang pekerjaan berkemahiran dan berpendapatan tinggi. Sebagai contoh, projek tanaman nanas MD2 di Felda Besaut perlu diperluaskan. Bukan saja di peringkat tanaman, malah turut diwujudkan industri hiliran seperti pengetinan, jus minuman dan snack yang akan memberi nilai tambah di pasaran termasuk untuk ekspor.
Well, the Transport Ministry has been in close contact with the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, CAAM, to monitor airline management operations to ensure all risks are mitigated correctly and accordingly. Now, this was following an incident in which a snake was spotted on board an Air Asia flight headed to Tawau from Kuala Lumpur on 10th February. Well, according to a statement by the ministry, the Technical Safety and Security Regulator has managed the incident with the airline well in accordance with all safety procedures and regulations. Furthermore, every flight company follows strict mandatory detailed pre-flight checks as part of regulated requirements and standard operating procedures. CAAM will also not compromise with any issues that can disrupt the safety aspects of airline operations. On Friday, Air Asia confirmed that there was a snake spotted on board a flight headed to Tawau from Kuala Lumpur, which forced the aircraft to be diverted to Kuching. The aircraft was safely diverted to Kuching International Airport, Sarawak, following required safety procedures. Well, it's time for sports, and the Malaysian Sepak Takraw Association's PSM new leadership has pledged to resolve the problem it has with the Asian Sepak Takraw Federation, or ASTAF, as quickly as possible. Newly elected PSM President Dato' Muhammad Sumali Redwan said he hoped to restore the good name of PSM and rebuild good relations with ASTAF.
Kami kepimpinan baru PSM ini akan cuba untuk bertemu seberapa segera dengan Yang Berhormat Menteri Belia Sukan dan juga Persetujuan Sukan, dan kami juga berhasrat untuk bertemu segera Presiden Olimpik Tan Sri Noza, dan pastilah kami juga berhasrat bertemu juga Datuk Halim Kadir dan ahli jawatan staf untuk menyelesaikan kemelut yang ada di secepat mungkin.
PSM were expelled as an affiliate member by ASTAF on 20th May last year after it was found to be in breach of protocols when former PSM President Dato' Sri Ahmad Ismail, as ASTAF Deputy President, sent a letter to the Olympic Council of Asia and copied to the International Olympic Committee, which ASTAF deemed improper and brought disrepute to the game. Dato' Sri Ahmad, better known as Tokmat, was suspended for 15 years before resigning as PSM President on 4th June last year, after leading the association since 2002. Meanwhile, Dato' Muhammad Sumali said the direction of PSM for this year will be discussed at its highest committee meeting next week. Malaysia's chances at the ASEAN Football Federation Under-23 Championship in Phnom Penh are looking brighter after arch rivals Indonesia withdrew due to COVID-19 infections. Well, the Indonesia FA issued a statement on Friday saying 7 of their 29 players tested positive. Another 4 others have been categorized as suspected COVID cases, while 3 players are also injured.
I think it's a real shame that Indonesia had to withdraw. There's been a lot of talk about their team with having a lot of very good youngsters and a lot that have already made their senior national team debut. So, we were looking forward to having the challenge of playing against them, and they really would have been one of the tournament favourites.
Well, this means Group B is now reduced to 3 teams, that is Malaysia, Myanmar and Laos. Competitions are set to be played from 14th to the 26th of February. Malaysia coach Brad Maloney and his 28-player team flew to Cambodia on Friday after their final friendly match against Malaysia Cup champions KL City in Kelana Jaya on Thursday. The national under-23 team held KL City to a 1-1 draw at the PKNS field. Malaysia emerged as Group J champions during the qualifications in October in Mongolia. Meanwhile, Maloney said another player in the national under-23 football team has tested positive for COVID-19 ahead of the AFF under-23 championship. According to Maloney, the positive result came from antigen rapid test kit or RTKG and polymerase chain reaction PCR test the team took upon landing in Phnom Penh on Friday.
The whole group had to undergo RTK test and a PCR test as per protocol. There was one indication of a positive result from one player from us, which was confirmed this morning with a PCR test. So that's one thing that our medical team has managed accordingly, and will continue to do so.
Last Wednesday, Terengganu FC defender Muhammad Safwan Mazlan was dropped from the team after testing positive for COVID-19. Maloney also said that his charges remain motivated and hope to put on a competitive display during their opening Group B match against Myanmar on Tuesday, before taking on Laos on Friday. On selecting the team's captain, Maloney said he hasn't decided yet and only expected to name him before the first game. Well, that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, Biden warns Putin of swift and severe costs amid fears of imminent Ukraine invasion. Tune in to News at 10. Coming out at 10 p.m. on saluran Berita RTM on My Freeviews Channel 123, or you could also stream the news by surfing RTM Play. I'm Amin Carlos. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a happy Sunday.